I've noticed this a lot recently. I noticed with like a lot of people. See, I don't want believe it or not, for Cartoon Network, I don't want the original cartoons, the old shows like Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory come back. I don't want them coming back. What I want them to do instead is to produce new cartoons that are actually worth a damn.
Yeah, like mix it up. Give one program, one or two programs that people are familiar with, and then introduce a bunch of new ones.
Yeah.
Because why air the same crap when you can watch it whenever you want at home? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people own DBZ or DBZ Kai, Naruto, Bleach. Those are those are big animes. Even if you don't like them, I'm pretty sure people own them. So
Hmm.
why sit up at a certain time slot to watch it when you can watch it on DVD or Blu-ray or VHS or whatever?
Here,
Stream it.
uh, well, here's the one. Like, well, this is another thing. I mean, people want to see like, let's say, uh, they want to see new episodes of a certain cartoon. I want this cartoon to come back with new episodes. Well, here's the problems. And let's say, for instance, what's a cartoon you loved when you were a kid? Anyone?
Uh, Voltron.
Voltron. Let's say they decide, oh, we're gonna bring back Voltron for you. But this time, here's the thing: you wouldn't have the same writers you did for the show you loved. It would not be the same writers. You wouldn't have the same cast. It would be a different cast. You might get one or two of the same cast members to return, but they would sound different. And it would be a completely different series from what you remember. And then you'd watch, and I don't think you do this, but I know people would start freaking out, saying, "What is this? This isn't the show I remember. My childhood was better than this." Well,
Yeah.
you wanted it back, but guess what? This is what happened. You got a series that had new writers, new director, new voice actors. That's what's going to happen. So that's the reason why we don't see. That's why it's not wise to want the old stuff back in new episode format because it's going to be completely different from what you remember.
You mean like reanimated?
Yeah, reanimate like Darkwing Duck. You remember Darkwing Duck, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen Darkwing Duck.
People have been asking. People want Darkwing Duck to come back, and I say no. Bringing it back means all the stuff I explained: new writers, new voice actors, and everything else.
Yeah, and I think they did bring back Voltron, like in a new show format with it being besides it being reanimated, having it be focused on new characters, and they brought back some of the old characters. But if they were to revamp Voltron, of course it would be new because the voice actor for Hunk, who was in control of the Yellow Lion, he wouldn't be coming back because he died years ago.
He died.
Yeah, I think it was from cancer. He couldn't return to give his thoughts on Voltron when the series was coming out on DVD. He passed away, and I don't know if any other cast members died, but I definitely like the voice actor for Lance. Besides the voice actor for Keith, Lance was equal in one of my favorite characters because he was the smartass of the group. Where every now and then he would be sarcastic and say something to offend one of the other characters when they were being dumbasses. It's like, you're not using your brain.
Uh, anyways, did you want to talk about the new Spider-Man,
Oh, are you talking about
the new
what?
chapter?
Chapter 700.
Yeah.
I haven't even read it. In fact, I have never read the Amazing Spider-Man any of the issues at all. But I've heard people's opinions. Um, I'm familiar with how it wrapped up, and basically Dan Slott is being a dick about it. For one thing, he's claiming that he might sue people that have sent death threats. Now, I don't entirely agree with people who send death threats, but I can understand them being pissed off because it, I think this is the comic book title that launched Spider-Man before it got branched out into other titles like was there a Spectacular Spider-Man comic book, or I know there was a Ultimate Spider-Man, but there were several different interpretations of Spider-Man. And this, I guess, was, like I said, the one that started it. And people, when they sent death threats, what Dan Slott did was on his Twitter account, he would retweet them and make a mockery of them, almost as if he enjoyed it. And then he goes around and says, I might sue people over this. Like, I'm thinking to myself, that wouldn't work. Because if he, one, it's a death threat, or excuse me, death threats. I have yet to even hear of a story of someone who actually went through with it. People are just venting their anger. I seriously doubt they're going to actually go through with it. So, I mean, if people really want to hurt this Dan Slott, I said this to Zam and anyone else who would listen, don't buy Spectacular Spider-Man. Or not, excuse me, Superior Spider-Man. When it comes out, don't even buy it. Don't buy the digital download. Don't buy the physical copy. Don't even order it online. That's the best way to stick it to Dan Slott, because when the sales end up going down and it lasts for a year or two, I doubt it would go for 2 years, but if sales remain low for a long time, people at Marvel are going to be going, this title is not working, so we need to scrap it. Because if it's one thing that companies care about, it's sales. And when they don't do good, they start to rethink. So and back on the death threat issue, like I said, I don't think it's going to work, because if he took them to court, he wouldn't win. Because what he's been doing is he's been egging it on. He's been acting like this big asshole. And if his hope was to be viewed as a victim, if he decided to take them to court and didn't even respond to them, he might actually have a shot. If the court system takes it seriously and say, this person is threatening their life, that's a no-no, so we're going to fine them or put them in jail.
Well,
but yeah, he doesn't have a chance of winning if he did take it. My guess is he's probably saying that to think that this will probably get people to back off, because nobody wants to have to pay for a lawyer and all this other stuff. Lawsuits are expensive.
I just find it like this. I mean, I know Patha Geoffried was furious. I watched the video. He was furious about this.
So was I when I first heard about it. Because the first, from what Zam said, he informed us that they, what was that guy again? Shoot. I'm trying to think of the other guy he hates. Probably have to look up his because the guy's name is slipping from me. Oh, Joe Quesada. I think that's his name, Joe Quesada. He's the guy that okayed in the Ultimate Spider-Man that Peter Parker be killed off and have Miles Morales come back and well, not come back, but become the new Spider-Man. And he hates that idea. I agree. I don't even. This isn't even a racial issue. I mean, if anyone says that the reason why you hate Miles Morales is because he's black is bullshit. Because there was no logical reason to kill off Peter Parker. But at least with an Ultimate Spider-Man, he died a hero. In the Amazing Spider-Man, he switched bodies with Doc Ock, and he ended up going to heaven. And now apparently, Doc Ock is in Peter Parker's body, and he stuck it to Peter Parker, saying, "I'm going to be a better Spider-Man than you." And he goes off to try to have sex with Mary Jane, and Mary Jane is a complete idiot. She doesn't pick up on the different personality in Peter Parker. I really don't get why Marvel hates Peter Parker.
No, I don't understand. So basically, a lot of fans right now are pretty much ready to go to war.
I heard that Joe Quesada is going to revamp or kill off some other characters in the Marvel universe, like I think Wolverine. I'm not too sure, but this guy sounds like a complete moron, along with Dan Slott.
No, I mean it's just the whole what I just to be honest, does it seem like out of Doc Ock's character to do what he did like that?
Well, I can't grasp why exactly would Doc Ock want to switch bodies with Peter Parker. I mean, from what the comic book panel show is like, I guess Doc Ock created some kind of device and it somehow got attached to Peter Parker when he was fighting Doc Ock, and it switched their brain waves, and it's from what I heard, Doc Ock was dying of cancer. He had been for several issues.
Well, that's what you get when you let someone who doesn't know he's writing write.
And I saw Storm Sink's video, and I actually agree with him, given the difference in opinion that he and I have had in the past. I actually agree with him on this. That he's a fan of Spider-Man, and I'm a fan of Spider-Man, so it's a huge insult, whether you've read the comic or not.
Was Storm Sink pissed too?
Yeah, he was very pissed. First, he said that he was originally going to buy the Superior Spider-Man first issue when it comes out, but then he no, he doesn't even want to know. Yeah, he told people, do not buy this. If you buy it, you're basically telling Marvel that you approve of what they're doing. And he's right. If you buy the issue, even if you're curious, you're basically giving the thumbs up. Because if you buy something from them, it gives them money. And if they get the money, then they'll keep doing more issues.
Well, I do know the feeling of having bad storytelling told. I've read it enough times with a few books. So I do know that feeling to get bullshit kicked in the nuts.
At least we've got the reboot Spider-Man, and the sequel, which it's going to be coming out in 2014.
Around there.
Yeah. Harry Osborn and Mary Jane.
As long as what's his name? Sam Raimi has nothing to do with it.
I'm pretty certain he's not going to be involved. In fact, he wasn't even involved in the reboot. and that the reboot film, that was a letter straight to Raimi saying, this is how you're supposed to do comic book film.